We're hearing from the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who the Trump administration fired on Friday. In a message on LinkedIn, General C.Q. Brown posted in part, quote, "The joint forces' commitment to our security has never been more critical." He wrote, "I'm confident you will continue to stand resolute in defense of our nation." Other high-ranking officials were also let go, and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth defended the move yesterday. For more on all of this, let's cross to CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes. Nancy, good morning to you. What is President Trump's rationale for the firings that we just witnessed at the Pentagon?
Hey, Errol. So the Secretary of Defense says that this is normal. This is all part of President Trump bringing in people who he's comfortable with. He says any chief executive would be afforded the same. But this is a larger number of firings and replacements at the top brass of the military than we typically see with a new administration, beyond just C.Q. Brown being replaced as chairman of the Joint Chiefs. President Trump is also removing the chief of the U.S. Navy. This is someone who Hegseth himself in his book derided as a DEI hire because she's a woman, said she's too inexperienced for the role. And he's also replacing the top JAGs, Judge Adjutant Generals, of 3 branches of the military. And when Hegseth was asked yesterday why he's doing that, which is somewhat unusual, you don't typically go that far down the chain of command to replace people like that, he said it's because they want to make sure that the top lawyers in the military aren't people who are going to create roadblocks for what they want to do.
Interesting. Roadblocks. Another big headline we're following, Nancy, is the French president, Emmanuel Macron, in Washington, meeting with President Trump today as Ukraine marks 3 years since Russia's invasion. What can we expect out of that meeting?
Right. So the French government says that Macron is coming here to discuss all aspects of the U.S.-France relationship, but with a special emphasis on Ukraine, because today, as you mentioned, Errol, is the 3rd anniversary. And I just want to read to you one sentence from this release from the French government, because it's quite telling. It says, "With respect to Ukraine, we are moving forward with our fellow Europeans in a spirit of unity, holding meetings on Ukraine and European security on Monday and another on Wednesday." So they are emphasizing, as Macron comes here to the White House, that Macron is on the same page with all the rest of his European allies, his NATO allies, and it's President Trump, left unsaid, who is the outlier here, who is kind of singing from a different hymnal, arguing, for example, that President Zelensky of Ukraine is to blame for the fact that this invasion continues to drag on 3 years later. So that gives you a little flavor of some of the tension that might be on display between Macron and President Trump today as they discuss an issue about which they are quite at odds at the moment.
Yeah, will we see any of that spill over into our view? Nancy, will continue to watch closely. Thanks so much.